the fuck are you like this? Please stop.
I told you I would kill your character.
Oh my lord. That's overkill.
What was that? The
Target
screen?
Tierra.
There we go. I got it now. I don't got it.
Sorry, I had to add healing word because can't have the unconscious effect.
You were
Uh,
about to have a long rest.
You
It's
could have
fine.
just asked me to healing ward you.
It's alright, I manually added it and deleted it.
Okay.
Nice.
I didn't even weapon.
Okay.
Oh no.
You might
You
want to
open-
clear chat or something.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
he
She's
was
now
dead.
unconscious.
She's dead.
Okay, one more. One more.
Foreign?
Guys, Mom's gonna turn the car around.
Yikes. Doo-doo-doo. Oh.
Stream is up, right?
You're right. I found more bullshit to my character. Good.
I'm not dead.
Potentially sick? Potentially.
We killed the big bad.
Yeah, we went up the tower, killed a flaming dwarf, and then killed a bitch who summoned a bunch of shit. My character screamed a lot.
Everyone had dust in their eyes.
Yeah.
I was alright.
Okay, there we go. I had
Alright.
stream wasn't picking it up at first.
Yeah, I mean, to save that money.
I believe the actual official name of the place was Scarlet Moon Hall. Yes. the group had continued their assault on Scarlet Moon Hall. They worked their way up to the main tower and had begun to work their way upwards. And at one point, managed to locate his name was Ezer, a flaming dwarf who I believe it was Ashling recalled and remembered from the night that her home was raided by the fire cult. And further up in the tower was Lizer, another person that was there and, according to Azer, was the direct cause of the raid.
On top of that,
After killing Elizer, Azer, and the remainder of the fire cultists that were here, the party sort of a little bit wounded in some areas, made their way back down the tower and headed off a little bit of ways from Scarlet Moon Hall to set up a camp, rest, relax, and recuperate before making their way back towards, I believe, one of the main towns. I'm not sure. You guys didn't specify what you wanted to do after the long rest. However, we...
that's not even happening.
You had requested we start before the long rests. What is it that you would like to do, sir?
Morthus is gonna... Sorry. Morthus is gonna go up to Ashling actually. And, questioner. Do you really hate them that much? As I was referring back with the hand. The camp for the fire cult.
She's gonna look you like dead in the eyes. There is nothing and no one that I have hated more. Yes.
Do you really want that? Shoot, I forget the words. I guess final. Would you really want the final hit on? I forget the man we faced at the very.
Eliza.
Eliza. Do you really want the final hit on?
I mean, if I wanted, I could have done the same that I did to the fucking dwarf.
Yeah, Martha's is simply gonna start walking to the tower and ask you to come on.
Guess I will follow.
I think I see where this is going, and this is going to get real fucked up real quick.
Yeah, if we don't end up interrupted, we're just gonna go up to the floor where Lazar died.
What are we doing back here?
For you? Nothing more than getting revenge. And of course he's gonna turn around probably at this and smile. Of course, as he has never dropped his smile. And simply return walking forward. And going up. He's not being stealthy, so. Yeah, you
Th-
would
this
watch
is this is the same night that you guys had basically cleared out Scarlet Moon Hall. I'm gonna say that you guys wouldn't run into any difficulties.
Upon reaching the floor, Morthus is gonna just sigh again. And simply look at Ashley as he turns around and say, "Sorry, this is simply take a minute or so." And then, upon grabbing Elijah's body, I actually want to see something. Hold on.
I'm gonna roll perception as well.
She got
Neither
a
of you would
6,
see
so-
Alexandria.
I'm going to the top of, or near the top of the tower, the floor.
The floor with Elizer's corpse. Okay.
This is gonna, as I near the corpse, after asking her to wait a minute, I'm gonna, of course, sigh and with its missing head, because I believe it was knocked off by force damage. This is gonna be a bit messy. And now I'm gonna cast Animate Dead.
Can I? Can I roll to see if I know what he trying to do?
Absolutely.
Arcana, right?
Let me get one too, because I'm watching.
Sure.
I am not rolling well.
Oh wow. 23.
You
Nope,
you
22.
would
I'm sorry.
22. Either way, you would immediately recognize the magic that Morthos is using Alexandria as Animate Dead.
And I would know that he would have like it's a straight up zombie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm not gonna do anything.
It's a straight up zombie under my control. Hell yeah.
Nah, my issue was a different spell.
Revivify. As I stand up to try to meet the zombie, I'm gonna hold my hand back to Ashling. It's not done. And as I walk around it, specifically gonna go behind it as I take the first step, I'm gonna cast my first command on it. And that would be for it to not to move. As I take my second step to try to go around, it'll be for not to attack back. And as I take my final step, turning around so I'm facing Ashley. Morthos is he's gonna hold, I guess, since it's headless, he's gonna hold it by shoulders and smile towards Ashley.
Well,
It's yours for the beating.
she.
And the final command is to accept the beating that's going to. And then Morthos is, of course, going to step back.
Initially, she.
I'd say probably for like
Whether that's
either the first time or one of the first times he's joined the group, you see Aisling smile, but it's not at all a kind one.
Right.
And she's just gonna continuously cast Eldritch Blast.
Alexandria, you're sort of like you're at this point, I would say you're probably on the floor below them, just sort of listening to the conversation and the sounds of things that are happening up above. And after a few moments, all you hear is just the sound of magic. These blasts of raw energy are just repeatedly hurled into this undead corpse.
I don't like.
I guess once
Yeah.
she's breathing very heavily as it goes on. Once it drops,
That one.
I'm not gonna describe it a lot, but she's bringing her dagger out and just cutting legs.
I don't.
Could you roll me perception check? I'm asking Aisling to roll me a perception.
Me roll a perception?
Yeah,
I think he's trying to slip away while you're focused on this.
not necessarily, but
Oh, okay. Then I will roll perception. Can I give myself disadvantage because she?
Of course, you can always self-imply a disadvantage for situations like
Yeah.
this. Like if you feel like your character would be more focused on one particular thing, you can always impose your own disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm giving myself disadvantage. That's
all right.
7.
Don't want
Just say you're cutting into it.
to
Yeah.
set up.
Yep.
Yeah, after like 30 seconds of you cutting into him, Marthas will come up from behind you
Try.
and
One. Flat on their
and
ass.
grab your arm. Perhaps that is enough. After all, he's gonna point towards the ceiling. You wouldn't want to wake them up.
Cat.
Wait, point towards
Yeah.
what?
The
Pointing
ceiling.
towards the ceiling where the giant bats were.
Me and Lucy.
Okay. You said you did this like at the point where she's cutting, right?
Yeah, after 30 seconds of you cutting.
Okay.
She's just gonna like squeeze the dagger and then just
So,
drop it.
I don't know. Well,
Sure. Guess.
has it?
Dropping your dagger. Oh, ballsy.
Say after.
No.
few
No,
seconds,
actually
she'd
kept
stand
track.
up.
Now, I think I have enough for one more if you really want. I don't think we should really risk waking up those giant.
No. This was more
Huh.
than enough.
Very good, and he's gonna start smiling toward. Oh, come on.
Us.
But the others are waiting to go to.
I don't have to. No, we're remotely.
She'll just pick her Jagger up and follow. Nuts.
Okay.
And we're gonna try to return to camp. I wonder if we will see Alexandria one more time.
I was gonna say she'd probably need to stealth again.
Yeah.
Full stealth.
For the return trip, it would be another stealth on Alexandria's part and perceptions on yours.
Alright.
20
You probably got me.
Giving myself disadvantage again.
I'm at 14.
I mean, I don't know. I've rolled
I got
pretty
a
well.
14.
No, Alexandria, you'd make it back to the camp before them, without being spotted.
Yep.
That's a difference of like 30.
Ta-da. Yeah, Marthos will just return back to where he would had set up his tent.
Okay.
Or bedroll.
I hope.
Um,
I hope.
Ashling will just
Other.
sit in front of her things and let everyone know that
Well, no, it's not even that.
I'll take the first watch, if you don't mind.
We have work.
Marthos is gonna say nothing.
Nope.
No. Claim.
No objections.
You're in.
I'll do it.
I'll
take it.
third. Nope.
Karina and I can take it.
I was gonna say we'd be able to be done.
Ah.
Korean and Sierra count as one character now.
I am become symbiosis.
Oh no. We cast Fireball and are resistant to slashing and bludgeoning and fucking piercing.
Well, like them.
You can give me... Okay.
Oh, dude, I didn't have issues.
Okay, Morthos. Aisling, you can go ahead and give me a perception to keep an eye out throughout the first segment of your watch.
Okay. Jeez.
It's just one of those nights, okay.
I mean, my dice understand
No,
what I need rolled right now because it works.
Sarah, are you asking if you are close enough for
For sure.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Okay. Aisling, is there anything you would like to do during the first watch?
Yeah. I guess that roll works.
If I get
So
far,
after she sees that like it seems like everybody's
something,
asleep,
something not fancy.
She's-
but not, like, basic. Pliable.
She's gonna take her book out and put it down in front of her,
Wow,
and
that's not bad.
prick her finger and just let it drip onto her book.
Okay.
Oh,
And in Infernal, she'll just say kind of quietly, just I don't know what you want from me, but I need more than this. This isn't enough power. And I'd say she probably cut her hand, and just enough that like it drips for a little while, and she just sits there.
yeah.
As you do this,
Go on,
you would
Uh-oh.
notice
something I could try.
how the wind begins to kind of pick and begins to blow a little more strongly.
Yeah.
And after a few moments, you would hear a voice reach out in a way. You really think that you can control more power?
You're right. Or-
I don't think that I can. I know that I can.
But
Well then, if you know that you can, then let's see if you can actually stand to be in my presence. And you're going to watch as the wind is going to pick up slightly more, and it almost, at this point,
the outline.
the wind almost resembles a deep growling. And as this sort of sets in, you watch as this appears in front of you, Aisling.
Oh, you bitch. Oh, you glorious bitch.
How did I know?
You glorious
He's an
bitch.
idiot.
On has been wanting to use Vecna for a while now, so.
Ooh.
Morthos, you would also see this, by the way.
Okay.
Yikes, dude.
Ooh.
As he appears, you can tell that he actually is floating, Aisling. His eyes glowing in the darkness, one this almost teal color, or rather I should say, his one eye glowing in the darkness. You can tell that one hand clasping a very ornate looking tome, the other a spectral manifestation of some sorts. As he sort of stares directly almost, it feels like, into your...
That's
Give
why.
me a
That's why
wisdom
it's
saving
great,
throw.
Because it, you get fucking cornered.
Okay. Oh fuck yeah.
He's more so
That's-
testing you, so...
That's a 24.
24?
Yep.
Yeah, after a few moments of silence, the wind would slowly begin to die down. And as he's sort of staring at you, not as weak-willed as I thought.
You know what I've been through.
Indeed I do. That's why I gave you the power that I did.
I get a lot. Damn.
Well,
When all else turned their backs, I offered you a small
We all have
segment
our
of
own.
my power. Now you come to me asking for more. He sort of like begins to sort of trace around you for a moment.
That's the dream, man.
He stops for a brief moment, looking over towards the rest of the camp, where everyone else is asleep. His vision sort of lingers on Morthos for a brief moment.
Actually,
With the power that I've already given you, you've already begun to take the road to revenge. Why is it that you want more?
I don't just want revenge. I want to be powerful enough that
I'm
this
at
will never
32.
happen to me again. And right now I'm too weak. It's unacceptable.
But the thing is, what happened to you will never happen again. With the power that I've already given you, so long as you know how to utilize it.
magic.
But fine, you want more power? You watch as he sort of takes the spectral hand as he reaches out towards you and sort of grasps you by the shoulder. As he does this, you can kind of hear the wind begin to pick up again slightly. And as you sort of blink your eyes, in one moment you're sitting there, you're at the campfire, your finger is still sort of positioned over the book. The next, as you open your eyes, you see that you aren't there. You're somewhere else. It's very dark. You can't see exactly where you are. But the one thing that does stand out very clearly is that where before it was very quiet, almost eerily quiet, and all you could really hear was the sound of the falling of the rise and fall of the breathing of your sleeping comrades and the crackling of the campfire. Somewhere off in the distance, you can hear very faint screams. And after a few moments, you would see appear in the darkness again that same bright, glowing eye. for more power, a bigger sacrifice.
Sacrifice of what?
Points. With the power that I've given you, you are already near immortal. However, when the time comes,
Not just from
and you've
Overwatch.
gotten your revenge, and all are laid into the grounds through the power that I give you, then, and only then, will I come for my price. Your soul.
Just my soul, huh?
There's no point in hiding it from you or beating around the bush. You're an intelligent girl.
San Diego.
Do you want the power or not?
She's gonna
Oh, okay.
think really hard on it for a second, and then
I don't think I'll
he
ever
said she
run
just
out of
sees his eye, right? Just look straight at the eye and yes.
We have a deal then. And in a brief flash, you find yourself back at the campsites. The sound of the fire crackling. The rise and fall of the breathing of your sleeping companions. Morthos!
Finish.
The skeletal figure that you had saw just moments ago. It is
Would have
just
known-
her.
Would I have known who that skeletal figure is?
You can give me a history and a religion check.
Both of them?
Yes.
Could I roll too? Do I know?
Yeah, you can give me a roll as well.
Would it be both or just okay? Okay. Wow.
Morthos, you have an inkling, but you have no confirmation. Ashling, you are aware of really only one thing in particular, and that is
Whew. And he's not there anymore. She'll stand there for a few seconds and then just drop down and then just stay there until her watch is over.
okay.
Probably a tiny bit of sweat.
The rest of your watch would go by without any issues.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Ooh, I did it dumb.
There is one thing that is noticeable, though, and that is that your pack, Ashling, feels slightly heavier.
Like my stuff?
Yes.
Can I try to find whatever the fuck is... Can I go through my things?
Sure. One moment. All right.
Should I roll something?
You do not. I'm just getting this set up so that I can hand it to you.
Okay.
Okay. As you open your pack and begin to search through your things, what stands out to you immediately among your belongings is the fact that there is now a gruesome, shriveled, and mummified left hand.
Oh. Ooh.
It looks a lot like this.
Oh. What do I do? Oh god. I'll just put it back. I don't know what to do with it.
Okay. Thus will end the first watch, as Alexandria, I believe it was,
Yep.
Ashling sort of looking through her belongings. You can tell by
I'll start to wake up and make noise. And I'll stand up and walk over to Ashling. It's time for you to sleep.
Oh. It's that late already. Okay. I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll just watch her as she goes. And then, you know, do a general look. Not too much.
I will say that the rest of the night goes by relatively peacefully. Your watch comes and goes, Alexandria, unless you have anything in particular you'd like to do.
I kind of want to do.
Okay.
When I know like she's actually asleep, I'm actually going to like go to every party member and literally study them, like skin color, scars, like just stuff like that, markings.
Okay.
Do I need to roll something?
Give me an
I'd
investigation.
say. Is it flat
Investigation and a
investigation?
stealth to avoid waking anybody up.
Alright.
Oh no.
Stealth of 1. Let's go.
Nope. My stealth is 16?
Okay.
Yeah, plus 1, 16.
Okay, 16. Let me check something.
And investigation.
You would not
Is
wake
it
anybody up. I'm comparing your stealth to everybody's passive perception. So
Is actually a 19 for investigation.
okay. Yeah, no, you would avoid waking anybody up. And you would be able to take any particular notes. Obviously, you can't get the finer intricacy details of their bodies. You know, they are either
Yeah.
clothed in some fashion or they're.
Except for, well, no, wait, right, I am wearing a new dress. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm taking down clothing too, just so you know.
Holy shit, Trevor.
Anyone have like any like markings on their, like just visible markings or scars?
Sierra would.
Yes.
Oops.
Marthos would have probably
I
partially visible around his neck some marking.
If anything, Karina just has scars, that's it.
haven't. Steve. Beyond the. Like a days. Turn.
I'd say Ashling probably
Gonna get-
has
Gonna get this shit done.
very
I'm
slight
just
burn
doing what I
marks,
can
like
to delay it.
various
Or
different
stop.
parts of her body.
What?
Sierra, where upon your body is your mark of shadow?
Robert? Oh. Why would you
It's
want
on
to
her lower neck. I haven't really decided like where, but
Lower neck.
Morthos, would you say?
It's
under
markings
appearance if you
around
wanna
the
look.
back of his neck.
Alexandria, you'd probably, like, when you study Sierra for a moment, you'd probably see just, like, the tiniest little bit of some kind of what almost resembles a tattoo near sort of, like, the base of Sierra's neck. I'm going to say that it's sort of, like, the very top of it kind of is at the base of the neck, the lower neck, and then it proceeds down onto the body. You'd be able to make out sort of like just the tiniest little bit of this.
Alright. That's all I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Good thing I did a lot of this earlier today. Haha. Yeah. We can roll perception. One of us can roll perception with advantage because we're assisting each other watching you.
Yeah, if you would like.
Yeah.
What's
You
yours?
roll with advantage.
What's your perception?
+5 to my perception.
We both have +5 then.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I roll?
Yeah, you roll with advantage.
I drop a 2 for 15 for a total of
Yeah,
20. So,
Nothing really else planned.
no, we'll probably chat amongst ourselves, but quietly. Not just at.
Like we
Outside of
always
ear
do.
treats. Yeah.
What do y'all chat about?
Dressing.
Anything and everything.
Fuck if we know, probably dresses or some other shit.
Wow. Talk about the curse.
No, Karina doesn't want to bring it up. She's already said it.
All right, so you don't want. All right.
No, it's probably that Karina just doesn't want to think about it.
Yeah.
So Sierra's also probably just keeping an eye on Karina as
Yeah.
well.
Throw random
Just-
slabs of meat at her.
No!
Of the rest of the night would go by without too much of any difficulties. Morthos.
Yeah. You know, besides the normal perception check and probably waiting by the fire. He is probably gonna around after they wake him up. He's probably gonna be rubbing his his side of his hand, the one that Ashton cut, as it's on his mind. And then, of course, in his sleep, not in his sleep, meanwhile, in her sleep, do that because Marthos is slightly good.
Okay.
It's like,
Is that all you're going to be doing?
Yep, and then looking out until waking up.
Um,
I can just.
as you guys would all begin to slowly wake up,
Yeah.
the sun beginning to rise. It's roughly about as each of you begin to stir from your respective sleeps. Ashling, it feels like last night was almost kind of like a dream, but your pack still has that same heftiness to it compared to before. Which
Yep.
lets you know that it wasn't.
Yep.
It's all on you guys now.
Yeah. And as everyone wakes up, Karina will explain everything to everyone that she knows about what's going on with.
So those things cursed you, seems.
Yep.
90.
Fucking one got too close and bit me. My own damn fault for not paying attention.
Let me pose this question to you.
Duh.
Do you want to keep this curse, Because I know some that have definitely embraced it. Or do you want to get rid of it? I have the power to
I
do
did.
so.
I'd rather get rid of it. I don't want the thought of eating flesh or anything of the thought like that.
You would
That's too
just
I've
get
bad.
already
free
had
power.
an issue with it.
That's too bad. I was hoping to study werewolf.
And then you can go study those bodies I chopped up earlier.
Well, more so, I was hoping to study the transformation and process taking effect.
No thanks, I'm good. I'd rather not be a werewolf.
Well,
Morthos will remember that.
in that case, let me read the spell.
Gonna say Ashling's kind of looking a little disappointed at you there, Karina.
Oh, it's actually touch. Just 1 second. I'm actually going to just touch your shoulder and cast Remove Curse.
Alright.
What level spell is that, by the way?
It's a level 3.
Level 3. Yeah, as Karina, as Alexandria walks over to you and sort of places her hand on your shoulder, you would begin to feel magic sort of flow from her hand into your body. And all of you would watch as this sort of happens. You can see the slight glowing light underneath of Alexandria's hand as the magic sort of flows out and into Karina. And Karina, you begin to feel slightly different. The idea of consuming flesh no longer seems pleasant to you. You can kind of feel your teeth, which had begun to produce those two canine-like things, begin to sort of revert back to normal. You are no longer cursed.
Yay!
But now you don't have resistance to all that damage.
Yep. I can still tank.
Wow.
And it is the middle of the day, so your sunlight sensitivity is currently active.
Yep.
After
Imagine having some nice sensitivity.
There is your long rest
After-
button. You guys can continue.
After Alexandria does that to Karina, Ashling's kind of gonna pipe up and say, "So,
Fuck, they're on.
the main reason we were sent there so hastily was because they were in the process of making another one of those orbs.
So, my
I don't remember seeing.
I don't either.
No sign of anything like that.
There is
Are you saying you wanted to go and look?
boss.
I'm saying either we missed it, we were giving incorrect information,
Not who they are.
or just flat out lied to.
What orb do you
Perhaps.
speak of? I don't.
Guess. Yeah.
Orb that makes things go boom.
Put the.
Oh. So you mean like that one
Wait.
city?
Okay.
Same thing that happened to Red Larch and that other city.
I believe
Say it.
multiple places were hit by these. One was
It happened to Red
not the
Lodge?
cult's doing.
Yes, it happened to Red Larch. We were present at the time. We couldn't stop it.
Oh. Here I was hoping we were able to stop and rest that.
Maybe we should go check up on it, see if there's any rebuild.
We need to figure that out.
What did you just have?
Is that what we're doing? We're going to visit Red Larch.
It's just making fun.
So what's
Well, to be
No.
fair, we only partially looked through it the first time. I don't guarantee anybody's looked after us, but it's likely.
I guess we can
So
check
finding
it out.
something there might be slim.
I'm not saying go loot the place. I'm saying just go check up on it, see if anything's being rebuilt.
Oh.
Second chance to find the bag of dream.
Technically I have it out of meta knowledge. I have it, but Karina doesn't know she has it. She has a bag of holding in her.
And you haven't put anything in it yet.
Nope.
So to clarify again, if you reach your hand in there, you lose your hand, yeah?
he risks being pulled into it?
Yes.
Oh.
Lose his hand, he risks losing his entire life.
I lose my existence.
That's why you wanted it.
Yes. Put people's heads in and kill them.
Is that how you nuke dragons? Because I think that's how you nuke dragons.
They wouldn't fit.
I mean, you could fit like a toe in there.
Does the devouring still have like a weight limit?
It's a weight limit. Pretty sure it's roughly the same as the bag of holding.
300?
I think it's close to 5.
I think it was it 5?
This bag superficially resembles a bag of holding, but is a feeding orifice for a gigantic extra-dimensional creature.
Yeah, it's attached to the extra-dimensional creature attached to the bag can sense whatever is placed inside it. Animal or vegetable matter placed wholly in the bag is devoured and lost forever. When part of a living creature is placed in the bag, as happens when someone reaches inside it, there is a 50% chance that the creature is pulled inside the bag. A creature inside the bag can use its action to try to escape. Another creature can use its action to reach into the bag to pull that creature out, provided it isn't pulled into the bag first. Any creature that starts its turn inside the bag is devoured, its body destroyed.
Wow, that's how to TPK.
Fuck that.
Excuse me? Nah, if y'all get stuck in that bag, I'm dipping.
If I see someone get sucked into the bag, I'm like, no, not touch.
What, you want
Yeah.
to study the bag?
No, I'll study the bag, but I'm not putting my.
That fucker's trying to use
He doesn't have to go inside it to start the bag.
Yeah.
Hello?
I'll open the bag and like throw coins in it.
First
Which will
coins,
then
next people.
Spit out into another plane of existence.
Okay.
So basically a Sarlacc pit.
Yep, pretty much. Hang
I'll
on.
keep-
Yes.
What plane will the items get sent to? Because it's at the
Randomly.
DM.
the astral plane.
We'll figure that out when you put something in it.
Boy.
Anyway, I think we're just gonna go like on the way back, I guess, to where our base is, which is Yartar. We'll pass through Red Larch and see if there's any rebuilding.
Oh, I did it. Too late.
I'm gonna say it would be
I don't know if it's
Yartar,
gonna be-
right?
well,
because the
no,
other
that
we don't
guy,
really
'cause
have
he
any
had the rest
Harpers
of them, but-
left.
We got like one, I think.
Yeah, there's one Harper, right?
Wow, there's nothing wrong with this map.
Well, at this
I don't
point,
know.
you're at this point you're aware of where majority of this stuff is. So
I've never
Not
seen
all
this
I
of it.
have no idea what you mean.
not all of it, but majority of it.
Oh, what's Delmont? I'm sorry.
Alright, so you guys are currently somewhere around where that circle is, roughly, give or take a couple of miles.
Okay.
Oh, that was my circle.
Well. Are we just heading straight back?
I think we're going to like take the path to Red Larch and check it.
Why not?
Search
See if they're
around.
building.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, you're gonna take the path. You're gonna make your way towards Red Larch just to check on it. You know, see if anything has changed, kind of, and then from
See
there
if we
you're
can
gonna
see old friends.
make your way back towards Yartar. You said.
Yeah. It'd probably be better to do that to go on the main road anyway.
Let's take a look here then. We shall use the first person that I grab, Aisling.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell
So
yeah.
let's take a look. At 6 tiles to go from where you are to Red Larch. 1 tile is 4 miles.
Whoever said that. No.
Was it like
no,
4
no.
tiles
People
per
say
day
that's
or
too
something
full
like
price.
that?
And that's what I'm checking.
That's about 2 days.
Within a kingdom, this is calculating it as a hex being 6 miles. You guys can travel 6 tiles per day, actually. So, to get to Red Larch,
Mind if we take a break?
where Red Larch was. Yeah, we can do that. It's been about a little over an hour. We can take a quick break.
I'll be right back.
That's surprising.
Yeah, it would take you guys about a day of pure travel to make it there. There wouldn't have been any encounters along the way. So you guys would have safely made it by the end of the day to where Red Larch was. And we'll pick up with the description of as soon as we return from this quick break.
Forgot I
Ah,
was supposed to
break
be
time.
farming
Time to
channel
change my
points.
pants.
Yo.
Lizzie, out of character, do you
Oh.
know what to do with the hand?
And if you
Out
have
of
the time.
character? No, I don't.
I'm going to explain that to her real quick out of character in just 1 second.
I was just
Now would
wondering.
be-
Like,
Okay,
I
hold
know
on,
about
Calvin.
the hand, but I don't.
Okay.
All right, I wanted to go run.
Oh, I said now would be a good time to update the health modifiers. Since we
Right, so
went
you
up a
guys
level.
leveled.
And
Yeah.
maybe my picture.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess I could do that.
Baby.
It's somewhere in your DM, so you just go scroll up.
Okay.
Fuck that shit, send it again.
Yeah, about to say I'm not gonna scroll up and look for it, buddy. If you want to send it to me, I'll update it now. Otherwise, you can wait.
Lol.
Get wrecked.
Aisling, we're gonna start with you because you're listed as PC1. What is your current health?
63.
Ability scores go up.
Not at level 7. Should still be 11, 18,
You said
16, 12,
63?
14, 20. Yes. I don't think we get the
PC2
ability modifiers
is
from it. Okay.
Morthos. Could somebody get me Morthos' health?
62.
62.
Maria?
61.
I pulled one. I pulled one.
Okay,
I pulled
while
a
I have
goal
your
up.
tab open. What is Justin
Okay,
doing in the background?
He's playing Final Fantasy with Dark.
Ah, okay.
Oh. They're living their best life.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, Dark's living his best black mage life.
Fuck!
You okay, buddy?
What?
Heard
My,
something fall and go, shit!
I picked up my water bottle and it fell over. But thankfully the lid was still on. Butterfingers. Lol.
I know that feeling.
Karina's is 66.
One
Lol.
second.
Hey, I can speak for myself.
Lol.
Nick can't.
So I
Lol.
hadn't
girl.
gotten to Karina yet. I was updating his icon.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Actually, it takes me a second because
Huh?
I can't just drag his picture over into the token thing. I actually have to upload it from my desktop.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
Oh.
I'll be right back.
Depression.
I'm disappointed no one's at 69.
I was hoping somebody had 69. But us casters don't get that
Okay.
opportunity to.
Alright, now, Karina. Current health?
The scores have changed either. That's the 66.
I think we're all doing pretty decent on health.
And then
Molly
this fucking
Sierra.
Sierra.
Oh my god, please. The fuck? Where did they go?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm so confused.
What'd you do?
I see what I did.
And then there's fucking Sierra with 72 HP.
You too?
Yep.
Thank you.
She's gonna be the first one to 100, I feel it.
Because of her fucking dragon. She really should got an abjuration wizard. Oh wait, she's a sorcerer. Never mind.
Yeah. I need to start rolling for my health more often, but I don't trust my
Alright.
rolls at all.
Hey, I'm back. What's up?
Not much, you.
You missed the explanation of the.
Alright,
Explanation of
so-
what?
While we're here, while we're waiting for a couple of more minutes for Morthos to return, Lizzie,
Yeah?
first, I'm sure you realize exactly what it is that you've gotten, at the very least.
That's his fucking hand, yeah. The hand of Vecna.
Right. You will have to have it identified in some way if you want to know exactly what
I
it
can.
does before you attune to it, or rather, if you'd like to learn how to attune to it. It is not like a regular.
Oh, fun.
No. In this case, this being the left hand of Vecna, in order to attune to it, you must lop off your own left hand at the wrist and press the artifact against the stump, at which point the hand grafts itself to your arm and becomes a functioning appendage. If the hand is ever removed, you die.
Fuck.
Yep,
Like
sounds about right.
The death.
That's some Vecna shit. Yep.
That makes
I
a
mean,
lot of sense.
the cult of Vecna would have to cut their left hands off too. So that,
However, it does a lot of stuff.
yeah, she's gonna identify it, like, probably after we decide to go to sleep at Red Larch. She just didn't know what to do.
Here, let me output this so that I can see exactly what all this does.
Just be
That's
glad
a
no
lot of
one in
dice
this
roll.
group is that player.
What player?
The guy that will steal your artifact.
Oh, I'd kill him.
So probably Alexander?
No.
No?
She'd
She
want to
seems
I was
more like
waking
she just
up.
wants to observe.
Yeah.
So, Lizzie,
Yes.
I'll go ahead and let you know this now. Obviously, I'll reiterate all of this once you actually do identify it in character for Aisling to know.
Mm-hmm.
But just so that you as a player know, once attuned to the Hand of Vecna, your alignment changes to neutral evil.
Okay.
The Hand of Vecna have the following properties. While attuned to the artifact, you become immune to disease. When you hit with a weapon attack while attuned to the artifact, when you hit with a weapon attack while attuned to the artifact, the target takes an extra 1d6 damage of the weapon's type. While attuned to the artifacts, if somehow... Now, this is actually probably the best detrimental property you could have got. Because if the hand is removed from you, you die. But if in some form or fashion it is removed from you and you don't die but are still attuned to it, if it is more than 10 feet away from you, you will become blinded.
Okay, so here's my question. I know.
That's not all it does, though.
Okay.
Your strength score becomes 20 unless it is already 20 or higher. Any melee spell attack you make with the hand and any melee weapon attack made with a weapon held by it deals an extra 2d8 cold damage on hit.
I need to get a weapon.
And the hand has 8 charges. You can use an action and expend 1 or more charges to cast one of the following spells. A save DC of 18 for all of them. Finger of Death, which is 5 charges. Sleep, 1 charge. Slow, 2 charges. Or Teleport, 3 charges. It regains 1d4 plus 4 expended charges daily at dawn. Each time you cast a spell from the hand, it casts the Suggestion spell on you with a save DC of 18, demanding that you commit an evil act.
Game.
That's pretty cool.
That's some Vecna shit.
Yeah.
The hand might have a specific act in mind, or leave it up to you.
Game. So, weird. It's.
Okay.
Nice.
Noise.
So your alignment's gonna pull a common.
Well, her alignment automatically gets shifted to neutral evil. So she'll go from chaotic neutral to neutral evil.
I mean, it would fit.
Question. She is half elf, right?
Yes.
Was it half elves are immune to charm, or
I can't be slept.
was that to sleep? Yeah, I'll sleep. Okay.
It's here. Let's see. Fey
Fey
ancestry.
ancestry. Yeah.
I have advantage on saving throws against charms, and magic cannot put me to sleep.
Yeah, so she'd have advantage on the saving throw, but
Yup,
That
all
won't.
right, Morth.
Oh wait, that won't save you from an AP.
I have returned.
Then, yeah, it takes you guys about a day to. At least, what are the remains of Red Larch? There's honestly not a whole lot left here. People haven't even started to rebuild in this ruined city, or ruined town, rather.
Are there any buildings that look like they could still be functional?
No. There are not. Chunks of building here and there. There's no indication of life outside of the crows.
This is about what I expected. Is this what y'all wanted to see?
Well,
Just wanted to see if there's any changes.
to be perfectly honest, I didn't really want to come back here.
I hope not that I see it. Yeah, here I am.
Well, anyway, we have to stay around because it's getting.
Yeah, by this. Since you guys are, if I remember correctly, you are currently on the 20th day of Tarsak. Greengrass will actually be coming up soon, which is an annual holiday.
No.
Midsummer hasn't hit yet. You guys aren't. Actually, the temperature actually would probably drop fairly steadily until it is relatively chilly. You guys haven't actually, like, fully hit spring yet. So they're.
Worried.
Do you want to stay in the city? Move out a little bit.
I feel we should probably just stay on the outskirts. As I look at, like, Sierra, because she did say she didn't want to come back.
The outskirts would be a better idea.
Fact.
Starting tomorrow, we can head back.
Done.
Okay, so you guys are gonna rest tonight, then begin to make your way back towards Yartar in the morning.
Rest. Have
Yeah, we'll head
Yeah.
north in the morning.
Okay, so let's see, just so that we can figure out how many total days of travel.
A lot.
A lot.
on that costs over. I don't know. Should be. So
If I were to roll Arcana, would there be residual magic there from the orbs?
Yes.
and
It would be.
You're looking at 26
with
tiles,
the extra page on some hours
and you can cover 6 tiles per day.
about it, people this
So you're looking at a little over 4 days.
fight. So they're literally charging.
We don't
This
get
will
no
have you,
combo. It's like
huh?
these-
We don't get no comp bonus for being on the main road. Dang.
Or horses?
Meanwhile, Google here have 100 gigs.
I mean,
for
2
free.
of us have horses.
You don't have to pay a
Well.
thing. What?
One person would have to walk?
Should be in the game.
Pace, aka a march. The horse is good.
No.
Okay, so 26. You said that's like 7 days?
You're looking at a little over 4 days.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you guys are gonna rest, and then begin your travel.
I'm gonna
Let's-
identify the thing
Okay.
before I sleep.
Okay. Um,
Hopefully when people are asleep.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Or we'll see if I'm asleep.
Fine.
I say we'll assume going under the same watch order. We'll see whether or not you would hastily identify it before everyone has kind of fallen asleep.
I mean, I have to do it as a ritual, so
Yeah.
It's gonna make some noise, right?
could I try to like stealth or sleight of hand?
Yeah,
it,
you can give
or-
me a stealth.
All right.
I'm gonna roll see if I'm asleep.
What?
Mortis is gonna.
Alexandria will be asleep.
I think
Mortis is gonna stay up during your watch.
Roll perception.
You
I mean,
know,
he purposely will try to be next to her, so like near at all times. So
Okay. So,
she tried.
okay. Even casting it at a ritual, what level is identifying? Level 1, yeah.
Yeah, level 1.
Okay. Um, yeah, as nighttime sort of begins to set in, Ashling, you spend a little bit of the first segment of your watch just sort of waiting to see, or waiting for everybody to have fallen asleep. And when you're pretty confident that everyone is asleep, you would begin to lay out everything that you need for this. As you take the hand out of your pack, and you're holding it.
Mm-hmm.
Morthos, you see her pull And you see her sort of, you can barely make out a slight mumbling under her breath, kind of, as she begins to chant the incantation needed for this. And after a few moments, it is much quieter with everything going on. But Morthos being awake, you would hear the sound of the magic and things of that nature. You could make out the fact that she is using magic while she's holding this hand. And after a few minutes, the magic would come and go, and Aisling, you would now be aware of exactly what it is that you're holding.
Alright.
Yeah. Marthas is gonna approach her after that. Like, he's gonna wait a moment after she identifies her, but he's gonna approach her. Yeah, you hear him nothing but a deep sigh. Then he just sits down next to you.
She's gonna look kind of startled and. How much of that did you hear?
And probably as you look at him, you notice for the first time in this dumb campaign, he's actually isn't smiling. All of it.
Summer.
Do you know what this is?
He's gonna look it over. Would I know what it is?
No.
Just shake his head. Look towards the fire. How much are we surrounded by plants at Patch? How much plants are there?
There's a decent number of flora in this area. Enough that the horses are actually, like, you, as you just would have heard, and you would hear occasionally throughout the night, you know, the horses sort of grazing and things of that nature and whinnying.
Okay. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Did you ask Marthas a question there? Besides, do you know what that is?
No, that was all she asked.
150,000 miles on.
I'm sorry.
Good, good.
Yeah. Marthas is gonna cast Speak with the Plants, because, you know, druids. And ask specifically for the plants. Is there any creatures nearby? Or awake at the moment?
Other than the horses, no.
He's going to take that as the whole party is asleep as well. And ask the plants to become a bit thick around them.
Aisling, you watch as the flora in this area begins to very rapidly grow until it's kind of created this almost sort of like protective dome that is surrounding both you and Morthos.
Gotta be careful, you know. And he's gonna reach over to you, try to grab
Grab what?
your hand. The one you cut specifically.
He's referring to the...
Yeah. she's gonna like kind of pull her hand away, but then just like let it sit. What?
She's gonna be studying your hand. I'm not sure about you. I wouldn't take summoning. And now, granted, he's gonna probably look back at thinking that they're covered, and that Xangier can't necessarily hear them. I wouldn't necessarily trust
We always.
that reptile with you summoning skeletons in the night.
Alright. Then as we be spawning,
Well-
let's just fucking go.
Fucking racist.
It's supposed to be no.
Why are you like this?
It's supposed to be judgmental of you.
See, the trick is I don't trust anyone. But I don't need to trust anyone.
You need to trust someone and not trusting anyone at all. Those very much a difference. No one's life. Even if those you trusted ended up leaving or betraying. And he's simply gonna stare into the fire, almost as if recalling a distant memory.
Yeah, she's kind of staring off too after you said the whole. Even if people. Blah blah blah.
Listen, I know it's not in my place to simply. But here, I'm gonna stay for you this night. And he simply is gonna do nothing at all. He sits next to you.
Mm-mm.
Just so you know, there's always someone to speak to. And he's gonna stare. He's gonna turn it to you, and with half-hearted smile, do it. It's a small, weary smile.
You're odd.
Haven't heard that before.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I pretty much spent most of my time alone, actually.
Yeah, I'm just
Well
gonna
then.
sit here. Yep.
If you say someone's there to listen, does that include judgment?
For most,
What I did.
I can't necessarily put myself in a position to judge.
They wanted.
Okay.
Still is really. It's
And
just, like,
so she
Yes.
knows
just
how to
streamlining
attune,
the
right?
process. Not
She has to
needed.
cut her hand off and then just put it on.
No. Get nondescript numbers. Like
Okay.
there was another.
Whew, this is about to get weird.
It's about parse. It's like.
Okay,
Here's the
and-
thing. Yep.
Yeah, I guess it would have been
If case,
the
if
left
you
hand
don't
that she
want
would have
people to
cut when she did
numbers,
that.
Stop putting yes checks.
Um,
fights. You-
okay.
You can't have
She's
one
gonna-
and then not
I'm
have
very
the
sorry
other.
about the background
I'm
noise.
sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah.
She's gonna reach
Exactly.
the
I-
hand that
I
she
get
cut,
it.
which
They don't want it.
her
fun,
left
but
hand
you know
out
what?
and
If someone
kind of touch the side of Morthos' face and say, well,
Do what you're supposed to do.
Morthos is actually gonna reach out and grab that hand,
Apparently.
the one you tricked at least.
So
Uh-huh.
he actually brought it up. Yeah, he just. He's
Now.
basically saying like,
I'm simply gonna go off the assumption, by the way, that Morthos can tell the difference between which hand is which, right or left.
Oz client.
No. I'm not sure about you.
Oh yeah, but apparently they're just
But
seeing it, finding out about it.
I don't exactly like the shape of that, as he mentions towards the dried up hand, and how close it resembles this, holding your.
I don't know. Oh yeah, it's like it's not.
And he's simply gonna like put his face up to the plant after he's gonna let go and simply put his face up to the plants and whisper to them.
That
And if you want, you can roll for perception.
flying.
oh, perception. Sure. That's 14.
No.
Lol.
Okay. And he's simply gonna sit right next to her now. After he moves back.
Okay.
If
Ashley
you're
will just
doing-
put the
if you're
hand
doing
back in her
2
bag for now.
DPS as a monk, and there's more than we're not gonna wages. Like literally can't clear
That's-
unless
yep.
you pull your weight.
She's got nothing else to say. She's just kind of confused.
Okay. Anybody else have anything they would want to do tonight, or?
Alexandra would just be like wandering the ruins. Yeah. Pretty much, I'm looking for like the effects of the devastation, learning about it.
Karina's just staring at the stairs, thinking.
At this point, we're going.
No, there's nothing I want to do.
Just doing whatever the fuck she wants.
Pretty much.
Just creepily staring at everybody in their sleep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
What a group.
And what a level.
Someone has to be the creepy person.
The rest of the night would go by without any issues. You guys would awake the next morning. You'd begin to set off on your travel.
In before we die.
All right, so we say that you guys could travel 6 tiles per day. There is a chance for an encounter every 2 tiles. So
Yeah. 50%. That sounds.
there are 2 potential encounters, or rather 3 potential encounters per day of travel, and then 1 potential encounter per night's rest. So, let's see if you guys have any difficulties during this first day. There would be no difficulties during the first day of travel, so you guys would make it 10 tiles, or 6 tiles, sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you guys would get to about here on the map. You'd settle in for another night's rest.
Nah.
I'm good.
Yeah,
Yep, Morthos.
and mind you, this is just when he can. He's gonna cast speak with and ask for them to more or less cover them as they sleep. Creepy girl.
Animal blankets.
Animal blankets, plant blankets, different.
Try it.
Also to watch Ashling.
And bring us to the second day of the second day of travel. Okay. Another peaceful day. You'd make another 6 tiles. This day would have you guys actually passing through Westbridge. You'd be passing through Westbridge about halfway through the day. Again, there's not much remaining of this town. This is...
Despite that,
very haunting scene. Unlike Red Larch, where there wasn't much of anything, Westbridge almost kind of more so resembles a ghost town. Unless there's anything any of you would like to do particularly in Westbridge, you would make it another 3 tiles before the end of the day.
Marthos would just ask for this one at least. Speak with plants. If the plants could somehow bury or keep the under something.
like, the last patch,
Anyone else have anything they would like to do passing through?
I study the dead.
Okay, you take a couple of moments to study the dead.
I wouldn't mind.
Ashling is walking through the town as quickly as she can.
I mean, I'm not going to like lose pace. I'm not going to lose pace if they're walking super fast. I won't do it.
Doing the same thing.
you guys would make it the further 3 tiles, putting you here on the world map. And as you settle in for the evening, night would come and go, I assume, same.
And then
Yeah.
expect
Would bring us to day 3. Which is, again, another peaceful day of travel.
Damn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this time, the end of the day would be fast approaching as dusk is setting in, night is beginning to fall. But you guys would be arriving at Tribor, so you'd finally be able to find refuge at a tavern or an inn of some sort, no longer having to sleep out in the open.
And it's dusk, right?
Yeah.
So we still have a little bit of time before it's like
Yeah,
Probably
you
should sleep.
still time. Here. As you begin to such as Tribor, there's people talking and chatting and things of that nature. The tavern, if you were to go there, is relatively busy.
thankfully
To the people chatting, I just kind of wander around and just eavesdrop on random people.
And about
Their day-to-day business, or maybe a wife and a husband talking about the things that happened throughout the day, or maybe the wife is chastising her husband for
guy crafted
Ah,
cost. Sell the gas
Well,
ones,
Ashling's
sell-
asking mostly Sierra and
Doesn't take
Karina
too
if they
much to
would
buy
like
them.
to get some drinks.
Raw profit.
Sure.
Sounds like a great idea. More alcohol. She's gonna grab Sierra and Sierra and Ashley and just like head off.
Those
Martha's, I guess, is gonna follow them.
okay. As you guys make your way towards, I believe, if I remember correctly, here, let me
Yeah, I'll follow too. but-
yoink your token out of the way for a second.
set.
All right. So, just so that everybody is aware, not only for the players, just in case they may have potentially forgotten, but also for anybody that may be checking out the VOD or watching currently, Tribor is a relatively small town that stands where the Long Road meets with the Evermore Way. It's a well-used caravan road that runs east to the city of Yartar. Tribor is a rival city or a rival town of Yartar, and the two communities compete for the trade of the entire Desarin Valley. Tribor is more of a horse market. It has a dozen nearby ranches that turn out trained draft horses, riding mounts, ponies, pack mules, things of that nature. Blacksmiths, harness makers, and wagon works flourish in the town. In addition, there's a number of guides that operate from Tribor. They'll take merchants and other travelers all over the Sword Coast, typically for stiff fees. And many of these guides are retired adventurers who know the North actually relatively well. Within Tribor, there would be a couple of different taverns, none with any notable names, at least none that I can remember currently. But you guys would seek out one of the taverns in the hope of getting a strong drink and some rest and some relaxation. And as you sort of step into the tavern, like I mentioned, it is relatively busy, even for a small town such as this.
Karina's gonna toss
Can't
some gold
relate.
at him.
Sierra's probably gonna do the same.
Oh, I said can't relate.
None
Sorry.
of us relate technically.
What are you, poor?
Just so you
What are
know,
you, poor?
I only have 18 gold.
You
What
Can't
what?
are you, poor?
What are you? poor?
Reminder that Alexandria and Morthos are relatively new characters to the party, and they have not been around long enough to share.
Karina's gonna.
I do, however,
toss
have 500
10
platinum
gold
pieces.
for him.
How do you have 500 platinum pieces?
I don't remember why, but I have it for some reason.
The fuck?
Yeah. Shit.
For something, I just don't remember what.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it looting the boxes? Or we got the potions?
Okay.
I don't know. I
I
don't
think
remember.
it was from
Like,
the boxes.
I
mean, not
legit
the
don't
boxes,
remember.
The potions. Well, how? Whatever. He's got money. He's got money, right? I'm gonna give 20 gold to him. To the fucking guy that had the hat out. Because why not? Gotta be a good Samaritan.
It was more worthwhile.
I'm
Not fam.
also, as I'm drinking, I'm going to be the creepy girl in the corner just staring at people.
Of course you would.
Yeah, fucking course she would.
I'm
Just saying.
gonna add on to the shitstorm that's gonna happen. After Aisling has one drink, and I would like to take my tonic of euphoria.
Oh, I remember
Orcus
that.
doesn't drink.
Anybody that has forgotten, the tonic of Euphoria is a very unique tonic. Aisling, after your first relatively strong ale, all of you and some of the patrons would watch as Aisling pulls out this bone flask. And as she sort of uncorks it, immediately anyone in a nearby enough vicinity of Aisling can immediately smell sulfur.
Karina's just gonna clap like happy.
Can I roll Arcana on this motherfucker?
Sure, I will.
It's Arcana, yeah?
Like,
Okay.
That's a 3, so. So 5? I think.
Oh no.
No, that's
21!
7. 21 for Karina, 19 for Sierra. You two, you can tell that whatever the hell is in this bone flask is in some form magical. And you, like, as you sort of figure that out, you watch as Aisling just sort of, like, looks at it, tips it back, and just fucking chugs it. Aisling, it has a very similar taste to that of sand. very difficult to get down.
Yeah.
He just drank liquid sand.
Once she drinks
Just get a
that, she's
chaser
asking
and-
immediately for another drink.
I was gonna say, get a
Just a
chaser.
chaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and you're
Yeah, it gives plus.
like I'm imagining you're just kind of chugging these back to back. Like you drink the first ale relatively quickly, then you chug whatever the hell was in the bone flask, then you get another ale, you're chugging that very quickly, and like people are at this point, they're now watching you, and as you're sort of like tipping the second ale, the second legitimate ale back and just chugging it, like you just hear the sound of people just sort of clapping away and sort of cheering you on. Like it's turned almost kind of into a drinking game. And as you sort of finish it, just the tavern just immediately sort of just erupts in a chorus of people sort of cheering you on.
She is the drunk uncle at a family reunion after Grandma just said something really controversial.
See, Karina's not
Hey,
gonna be one up. She's just gonna order a whole. fucking...
I just rolled on that,
Oh.
so
At
I'm
24.
about to tell you.
Oh?
Alexandria walks over and just chugs her concoction.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So
Oh hell
the
yeah!
one that
What have I done? No.
Alexandria had, for those that didn't remember, was that Alexandria had the concoction of Emix. This is, as Alexandria pulls this out, it looks to be almost like a translucent beer bottle, similar kind of to what. And what you see inside of it is this light blue liquid, and as Alexandria pops the top on it, you can immediately smell what it smells almost kind of like you're at the sea. Suddenly it begins to just sort of radiate throughout the entire area wherever Alexandria is at. You mentioned you were walking over towards where Aisling is?
Yep, right
Yeah.
next.
Aisling, as Alexandria sort of walks up to you, just sort of uncorks this beer bottle, you immediately smell the sea.
Yes.
And Alexandria, as you chug it, it is kind of hard to describe, but it tastes.
So,
It's watery.
It's salt water.
And
Salty,
salty.
tasteful.
So there's actually several things that are going to now happen. Aisling, you immediately feel the urge to fight.
And turning to Karina.
Yeah, you immediately feel the urge to fight, but you feel absolutely fucking amazing. Like you are above cloud nine. Alexandria, in your case, you begin to get a little hot.
Oh boy.
Yep,
Oh,
I'm
we all
turning
just
towards
became
Karina.
bards.
And I'm saying, Karina, you always want to fight, right?
Yeah, Karina's gonna knock back a couple more. She's like, oh fuck yeah.
She's gonna just knock one back, chase it with another, and just slam it down. Fuck yeah.
Yes!
At this point, I want to pass without trace myself as I want to hide in the corner. Or at this part, I'm right next to them, so I'm just at the bar.
Thus,
I just rolled. Sierra's gonna give in, knock two back, and say, "Alright,
Well,
I
do I
challenge you
win?
to a fucking arm wrestle."
Oh fuck yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, wait, we're doing. Okay, hold on. Let me pick the right dice.
I win with this. Like in
I
the
know you're going
restaurant.
to. There's no way I can beat you, but I'm still gonna try.
Don't worry, that's my only good roll for tonight. Don't worry.
Oh, hell yeah, man. That's pretty good for me.
Just slam.
Slam! Just
breaks the fucking bar.
Puts a small hole in the table.
Oh my lord. The barkeep's like, what the fuck are they doing now?
It's so like the entire tavern is just kind of watching Karina, Aisling, as you two sort of like you just sort of take your arm and just sweep the mugs and things of that nature off of it, sort of clearing a space for this contest. And then as you sort of like, you settle in and, you start to get into that stance, one arm position going for this. Just the entire tavern at this point has now turned their attention towards the two of you, or rather the group of you, excluding Morthos, who's just kind of sitting at the bar going, why? It's a mixture of tavern patrons just sort of watching with anticipation as you guys sort of go back and forth in this arm wrestling contest. And Karina, as you eventually you finally you maybe you. And then just eventually you just slam her arm down into the table, and it looks painful. And as this happens, just you hear the tavern just. There's a slight gasp of everybody in the tavern for a moment.
Aisling's still smiling. She feels great.
She's gonna look at it like, oh shit. I think that was a bit too much.
You know what? It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
If it was non-lethal, can I try to start a fist fight with Karina? I want to punch her.
Okay.
How do I roll that? Because I don't play melee.
So you're just gonna make a standard strength check, and you just have to match or beat Karina's AC.
AC of 17. There we go.
Nope, that's a 7.
Yeah, Aisling, as you just sort of throw the punch towards Karina, you see it coming. You can immediately tell this bitch is actually trying to punch me. Watches as Karina raises her hand, sort of grabbing your fist, Aisling, just sort of stopping it, and just immediately the entire for a split moment the music kind of stops. All for a moment, everyone in the tavern is just kind of and they're waiting to see what happens next.
That's how it's going to happen.
Come on, Karina.
She's gonna hold back on this, though. She doesn't want to hurt.
Okay.
Oh, fuck, she's not even gonna hit.
Yeah, no, as Karina chucks one back towards you, Aisling, maybe
and
it's...
I'm just dexterous enough.
Yeah, maybe it's because of the tonic. Maybe you're just dexterous enough to see it coming, but you manage... Yeah, maybe. But you manage to, very quickly duck out of the way, and as you duck out of the way... Yes?
As she misses her punch, I want to cast Thaumaturgy and have all the windows slam open as her fist swings.
Okay.
Yes!
Like one punch.
Okay, yeah, no, well, so there's two things that are about to happen here. As you sort of duck out of the way, Aisling, Karina, you just sort of slam your fist forward, and as your fist sort of passes over Aisling's head, suddenly all of the windows in the tavern sort of bust open, just slamming open. There's some very audible, surprised noises from the crowd. But it's more so at the fact that as Aisling ducks, Karina, you absolutely deck the crap out of a guy that was walking up behind Aisling. And as this happens, he sort of staggers back for a moment, he raises his hand, feels a hold of his chin. You watch as he, sort of moves his chin back and forth a little bit, and then spits out some blood and turns back towards you. All right, now you done asked for it.
Oh, now,
Hell yeah!
now I'm not holding back.
Sierra's gonna Misty step behind him and attempt to grapple him.
Oh my god!
Well, it's immediate chaos.
Yes!
Yeah.
What have I done? Marcus is over here at the bar, just wishing he wasn't.
Are there any of the girls or tavern wenches just not participating like in a?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over to one of them, get behind them, and whisper, "I suggest you come sleep with me tonight."
Oh!
Okay. You're using the suggestion spell.
Indeed I am.
Okay. What's your DC on that?
18? I think.
Double check real quick.
That's unusually high, but okay.
Might be 17.
That's
pretty high.
what level is suggestion? There it is. Let's see. What's your DC, buddy? It is Wisdom DC 16.
16. Okay.
Commoners, they don't have any bonuses to this, so succeed.
Bruh.
She actually would succeed on the save, but you watch as she sort of like turns around, just sort of looks at you for a moment. If you wanted a good time, you didn't have to try to use magic.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, at that point. Yep.
Someone's
Goes
getting
willing.
Ashling is casting mirror image on herself, and she's just gonna join everybody punching each other now.
Oh yeah, no. At this point, also like everybody is getting involved.
Karina's just gonna straight gut punch the guy as she punched earlier.
I'm guessing Morthos would notice the.
Oh, fuck yeah, she is.
Can I make a grapple check against this fucker?
Alexandria just take away one of the wrenches, or one of the wrenches take away like. I'm guessing Morthos would notice Alexandria being taken by one of the What?
That scream.
That's great!
Don't like
No,
that.
that was a guy who got just gut punched. Just didn't hit him fucking flying.
That's solid, just whack.
Exactly. Karina's just beating the shit out of everyone now.
I rolled a 19 performance.
A 19 performance. Oh my lord.
I rolled a 13, but I have +6.
Oh god.
So, see, can I make a grapple check on that guy and hold him while fucking Karina punches the shit out of him?
Sure. Give me an acrobatics or an athletics, your call. You gotta beat a 14 to grapple him.
Fucking Christ. Oh shit, I beat it.
Yeah, no, like this goes on for quite a while. I'd say it goes on for probably about. The tavern owner, sort of raising his voice, calling out for everybody. All right, knock it off.
Where's my
Karina would
winch?
just have someone in her house. Karina would be holding the collar, or someone just like, oh, we're done. That'd be black and bloody.
At this point, it would begin to get sort of late enough where a lot of people, new bruises and wounds alike begin to make their way home. Several wives are probably not going to be happy about husbands coming home with black eyes.
They got beat up by a chick.
Husbands might not be happy about their wives coming home with black eyes. It's a mix of all. There's equality truly does exist here. They don't give a fuck.
No, Karina didn't give a fuck who she hit.
Same.
Just Misty stepping behind people, just fucking holding them down.
I'm not
You're
there.
a scary team.
Just fucking dual teaming people.
One by one, she grabs them, I knock them the fuck out.
At this point, there's not a whole lot of people left in the tavern. There's maybe a handful of people, less than a dozen, and then you guys on top of that, minus Alexandria, who will be missing for the rest of the evening.
Yeah.
She's got her friendly time.
Yeah, friendly fire.
with a square of family friendness.
Oh my god.
A family-friendly free zone.
Also, just so you guys know, Alexandria does not do order. She doesn't want to poison her new friend.
What?
That's understandable.
Yikes.
Does not what?
She doesn't want to poison her new friend.
Ah.
She's a snake.
She's a Yanti.
No, I just didn't hear.
Like, even if
I wish I didn't.
Delete that tonic because it's gone.
Karina's just gonna go back to drinking if there's still drinks to be
Same.
drunk.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's getting to be late, but the tavern is still open. They'll probably be open for another hour or two, so you guys can sort of rest, relax, talk amongst yourselves for another hour or two if you would like, and then if any of you have anything in particular you would like to do throughout the night, you can go ahead and say so.
The owner's probably like, "Where's the winch?"
After all of that, he's just happy the tavern wasn't burned.
Alright. Common, cast fireball.
Oh god!
On demand? He has it on a hot bar. I know it.
What would you guys like to do to close out your evening?
Well, technically we're doing our conversation and drinking.
I mean, we're drinking for the rest of the evening. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, Ashling's staying with Karina and Sierra and just drinking with them.
Yourselves for a little bit then.
Yeah, we should probably do it like in person now, guys.
Ah, but it's so much easier that way.
What do you mean? Just say it out loud.
Well, I'm gonna respond in person because otherwise it's quiet.
Marthas is just gonna sigh as he looks at you guys.
We're still talking in Elvish. I don't know about that,
completely lost.
but that was needed.
Always good to release some pent-up stress, I guess. And why not a brawl? It seems like a lot of fun on a daily basis.
I wouldn't say daily. That she's gonna kind of like roll her shoulder where you slammed her arm down into the ground from the thing and just that hurt a little bit.
Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't holding back as much as I should have been. But yeah, you should have seen the other guys afterwards. They took a lot.
How do you say that, Ashley? Marthas is gonna stand up, go behind you, and put his arm behind his hands on your back or shoulder while you. If it really hurt. Alright.
So
Do you understand us?
Yes, yes,
yeah,
Elvis.
Yes.
Okay.
I responded back.
Just gonna. Oh, thanks, I guess.
He's gonna regrettably sit back, sighing.
Karina's just gonna drink her drink and it's like, hey, it wasn't so bad though. It could have gone much worse.
I'm honestly surprised we weren't kicked out.
I'm honestly
Oh, yeah.
surprised the place is still standing.
Can I ask the innkeeper for some meat?
Meats?
Meat.
Sure.
How much would it cost if he just some raw meat, by the way?
Raw meat?
Preferably chicken, or pork, or beef, or anything normal that isn't possibly poison.
Oh right, you still have that hellhound.
Exactly.
Chunk of raw meat, about 3 silver.
Alright.
It's actually kind of pricey, eh?
Yeah. I'ma go out and give my hellhound some meat.
Okay. You know, you get some very strange looks from people in Tribor. They only allowed it to enter the town because the entire way in it was very lovey-dovey with you, I guess is one way to put it. You know, it showed, you know,
Yeah, as I pet it, as I give it the meat, I'm gonna say, you're gonna need a collar, boy. And then scratch it and go back inside. And simply say to it, I guess it understands Inferno, right? I don't know what it would understand. I'd simply say to it, call if there are any trouble. And then I'll walk back inside to the bar and sit back down. I guess I'll call them the idiots.
Wait, did you say you called us idiots?
Yes, out of character.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey!
True.
Wait, you right.
Karina's just hard-headed.
Sure about that.
I guess the last thing that Aisling will say is before she goes off to fucking sleep is, well, at least we get to spend one night without Alexandria doing whatever it is she does.
You guys don't know about that?
I think that's
Listen,
why
but
she
we thought-
I think that's why she referred to whatever she's doing in a way.
Yeah, because you were sitting in the bar being creepy, so she's just kind of like, you're creepy.
Yeah. Oh, he would
Probably
definitely
ain't
say after Ashling says that, at least it isn't us this.
Oh.
Well then.
Well, I hope she has a good night, I guess.
Hopefully.
You watch, like, at this point the tavern has kind of quieted down to the point where now
Well, I don't know.
this pipe and lights it and begins to puff on it. As he looks over towards the lot of you, who I imagine are relatively close to the bar.
Yeah.
So, what brings you to Triboar again? You, I remember. I recognize you. As he points towards you, Aisling, sort of like nodding.
She'll just nod back. Think we're passing through?
Yeah, Morthos is just sort of keeping his head low, actually.
Karina passes out at the table.
Ashling will also hand the man like we'll go with like 30 gold.
Okay.
Yeah, she's reaching in her pack with all her gold, counting out about like 30 and then holding it out for him as a apology. Thank you. Then, yeah, Ashley's just gonna start heading towards rooms. Karina's passed out on the fucking bar.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at.
Okay, sorry.
Are
She's
you
like,
sure?
her words are slurred as she is speaking, and she just like heads for the stairs, going back and forth.
Just
back.
drunken drow heads upstairs. Alright, I'm gonna... I actually rolled a 1 to help you upstairs, so it's not gonna be able
Oh
to
my
fucking
God.
You
help you.
both are just as drunk as each other, and it is an absolute hilarity to watch. The tavern keeper's actually probably chuckling. Morthos, you are the last one kind of there for a brief moment while you know, Aisling took off before those two to head upstairs towards a room. Then, you know, he prodded Karina to wake her up, and as Karina started to move, Sarah, you know, sort of trying to
It's fucked. Bumping into tables as we go along.
We'd fall on the bed and just like pass out afterwards.
Sierra will probably knock out on the
I'm
floor, just face down.
I'm a look. As clearly, probably Sierra and Karina are making a ruckus trying to go up and probably like. Is there any plants in the room?
I think there's some potted plants in there, yes.
You know if there's a florist in town actually. Or perhaps someone who deals with plants. Always hoping for some directions. I guess I might as well. So, yeah, guess pay for room and head upstairs.
Okay. Guys would all.
And, you know, cats, I guess, the same thing except without the Alexandria part.
Okay. Anyone else going to... Oh, I say anyone else. Karina and Sierra are so shit-faced that I don't think they're...
We're past that already.
Nah, she's just going into her room and unceremonious of her stripping her clothes off and just sleeping.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all drunk.
Dewunk. Oh, well.
Whoa.
Karina's like half on the bed, half on the floor, just like...
Yeah, I didn't make it to the bed.
Nope. I made it there, slightly. I'm gonna have a crink in the neck when I wake up, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys would get your rests. You would wake up the next morning,
Oh, I spelled that wrong.
roughly around 6-ish, closer to 7 a.m. You know, the sun at this point is relatively it's not completely up into the sky, but it's getting there, and already make out the sound of people outside, as it would be a relatively busy market day. Tribor being a smallish town, so everything's kind of condensed together.
Small town doesn't know what a florist is. Shake my head.
Tavern keeper doesn't care. He's too busy running his business.
Too busy having to deal with punks that just caused a fist fight.
I did no such thing.
Hey, he got paid for it.
No,
Yeah, I
you
was
just
gonna
ran
say.
off with one of the wrenches, huh?
But I caused no damage.
Like, if
Just some creepiness.
I might advise. It's fine.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
not new.
But when you try to hide it,
I know Morthos is gonna get up nicely. Go. Probably ask for some eggs. And give it to the dog. If there's any.
You said eggs? I mean, yeah, you'd be able to get some. Not sure how well the Hellhound is going to take to those, but yeah, you could very easily get some.
I'm gonna see if he does take to them. I don't know if he just wants meat or not.
He sort of like sniffs at the eggs for a little bit, you know, does that typical thing that
You don't like those, huh? I guess another round of meat for you it is. As I scratch behind his ears and go in for some meat.
Okay. Alright. Any of you want to do anything in Tribor before you take off towards Yartar?
Florist.
Not really, no.
Nope.
Yeah. Ashling's probably just sleeping in a little bit too late.
Yep. Karina's just like, what the fuck did I do last night?
Yeah, while they're sleeping in, I'm gonna go look for a florist as well.
Okay. It'd take you, I'd say, maybe about 10-ish minutes. It has a relatively large amount of flowers outside of it, Morthos. You figure if any of these buildings is going to be anything similar to a florist, it's going to be this
much
one.
of anything.
I knock on the door and no waiter responds.
That's what I imagine the dog would do to the egg.
Oh no. Oh my god.
Tosses it away. Okay.
Fucking face it makes.
Right. Yeah, no, as you sort of knock on the door after a couple of brief moments, you'd see a relatively younger woman open the door and sort of look at you for a brief moment. Yes, how can I help you?
The classic Morthos is going to be beaming, looking at. Hi, yes, I would like to buy some plants. These parts.
Okay, are there any specific types of flowers or specific strains of plants that you're looking for?
Absolutely. So he's gonna start counting on his fingers. I would like some leaves from a
From a what?
sumac.
Not gonna lie to you, Drake.
That sumac. It's spelled like this. Let me put it not in the frontal first.
Yeah, start speaking Infernal to the commoner. See what happens.
Yes. Okay. I hate it. There we go.
I like to imagine you forget what the word is in common.
I was gonna
Yes,
say,
I said
where's
it
that
in
meme
front of
at?
first, and then called.
Where's that meme? I need it.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking.
He says in Inferno first, and then in common.
I might have that, while I'm checking. Please, come in. And she sort of invites you into this building, and as you sort of step inside, you can see dozens upon dozens of different potted plants, flowers, things of that nature. As she starts looking for this particular type of leaf, she... Find for you.
Perhaps some mistletoe, spruce.
Okay, those I know that I have. Alright, and she's sort of pulling out different pieces of plants and flora and flowers. Unfortunately, I don't have any leaves from a sumac, but I do have...
Perhaps we could have some thorns as well.
Anything else?
Shoot, I'm trying to remember the flower name I was thinking of. Do you remember the flower I was talking about? Out
I
of
believe
character?
you DM'd me.
Hold on. Hopefully. I did. Would you have any of those?
Um,
Or at least seeds of them?
I do, in fact, actually have several seeds as well, yes.
Yes, I'd like to get some as well.
Of course. And she sort of puts all of this together for you. She sort of looks towards you for a moment. Might I ask why you're gathering all of this?
Preparation. One can be too prepared.
I think... and the...
Mums would probably be the
Yeah.
easiest way to say it.
Yeah, and for the mums, how about 7 gold?
Deal.
She sort of like takes all of it and places it very gently inside of a pouch and lays it on the counter for you to take.
Oh, and I scoop it up and go back to the tavern.
Okay. Alright, at this point, everybody would be waking up finally. That were still asleep. Karina, you would have managed to jog the cobwebs loose a little bit as the events of last night slowly begin to come back to you. Same for you, Sarah. Ashling, you at this point you're just now waking up.
Yep.
Marina's gonna go down and get something to drink, specifically water, not alcohol.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and hand it back over to you guys.
Marina's just gonna sit at the bar drinking her water. It's just like, oh, fuck.
Ashling will walk down after a little bit. Sit next to you, Karina, and might I have some water as well?
Water is the best thing for now.
Of course, of course. He places a glass of water on the table for each of you.
Karina's just holding her head as she drinks.
She's
Can we
just
get
gonna.
constitution checks to see if we get a hangover? Okay.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Oh no! He's just like so fucking happy about this. Like, yep.
Should I roll too?
Yes.
If you really
Okay.
want.
I'm gonna do it.
Anyone that drank last night, give me con checks.
I'm sorry, Foxy. I didn't mean to hit you.
Good job.
Oh, poor Foxy.
She
So
just got.
by that I mean
Fine.
everybody except Morthos.
Oh. You said a Constitution check.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey.
Ashling, your head is fucking splitting. Sierra, you've got a slight headache. Karina, it's just kind of like this slight dull thump, maybe. Same for you,
Yeah.
Alexandria. Like, you guys aren't suffering too badly. Sierra, you got a little bit of a headache. Ashling, it's just... It sounds...
You feel it.
It sounds like bombs going off in your head. Every loud noise, just dum 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 kind of thing.
Yeah, she's probably wearing like the least intricate dress that she owns that takes the least amount of effort. And she just looks over to Karina and Sierra and just... And this is why doing that every night is not a good idea.
I don't know what you're talking about. I drank more than you did, and I feel fine. Just this little bit of a head.
Must be nice.
I feel alright. Enough, I guess.
Just drink the water. You'll feel better in a bit.
Just
Karina's
slowly
just gonna
sip her
stretch.
water.
Yep, same. We both sip our water at the same time.
Okay.
Upon suggestion.
Like Karina doesn't even need to cast any spells.
Nope.
It's like everyone does it anyways. Just gonna get up and then stretch and then walk out the door. You're like, I'm gonna go on an adventure. She's basically just gonna go explore.
I'll finish my water and head out after.
I'll stay at the bar and as actually probably like as Sierra's walking out the door to follow after, she'll I have that right. Yeah, she'll cast message because she'd still know that she's close enough and just say meet up here when we're ready to leave. I think I'll stay here.
Alright.
Orthos is
Who
probably
to?
going to stay with you.
Was he?
Huh?
Who are you casting that to?
To Sierra.
Oh, okay. And she'll respond with her own message. And say okay.
All right. Anyone?
Just me, I'm just exploring, just looking around at the people.
Okay. Alexandria.
Yeah, I'm just a leech.
Is he dead?
I think so. I think he's dead, Jim.
Oh no.
F's in the chat for
F's in the chat for Baron.
No, there's nothing left to do.
Okay.
I forgot I was muted.
I had a feeling. Okay. Yeah, no. Karina, Sierra, I'd say you guys just kind of wander around the small town for, maybe half an hour or so. Just sort of exploring, looking at the various people and things of that nature. There's not much here, in all honesty, like I said. It's a small trade town, more so for horses than anything else. After about a half an hour, you judge that you've seen just about all you're going to see here, kind of.
Shall return back to the tavern.
Yeah, I'm down there eating.
eating creepily.
Like a normal snake person, okay? All at once.
Probably.
That is like a normal snake person.
Ashling.
Yes.
While they are out, you would receive a tiny little flying snake with a scroll attached to it.
Alright, same as usual.
A message.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, you are there. She'd just take the scroll
I'm there
and...
too.
How close by are you sitting, Alexandria?
Uh, 9 or I'm sorry, 5 feet.
Okay, so you're
I
close
literally
enough.
rolled that.
Okay.
You rolled a
She'll
5.
just-
Martha's is right next to you.
Yeah, I
sir?
rolled a 5.
Jesus.
She'll just open
She'll
it
wait.
and try to be discreet about reading it, at least to like anybody else in the bar.
Okay. The contents of the message are relatively straightforward, short, and simple. We've received report that the assault on Scarlet Moon Hall was successful. Congratulations in that aspect. However, we have more dire news. It seems that while the various cults have had significant blows struck to them, the destruction orb that we mentioned previously, that we thought to be created by the fire cult, it seems that we had our information slightly mixed up. There is one being created, but it is not being created by the fire cult. It is being created by the Howling Hatred. It should be known that a previous group of adventurers had dealt a significant blow to the Howling Hatred at Feathergale Spire, deep within the Somber Hills. However, it seems that recent information states that they have a temple located deep underground, an enormous chasm that splits the earth, apparently. It seems that if you wish to seek out information on the further intricacies of the cults, you'll need to seek out their corresponding temples. We recommend starting with the Howling Hatred as to avoid the creation of another destruction orb. We have reason to believe that in the case of their temple, you might be able to find the entrance in the chasm that splits the earth near Feathergale Spire itself.
Okay. I'll actually just kind of discreetly pass the note down to Morthos and say, show Alexandria too.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Morthos, are you going to pass it on to Alexandria after you read it?
Yeah, he's just gonna do a slight nod and pass it on.
Walk back into the tavern.
Hey, everyone's here. We're all awake.
Welcome back.
Karina's gonna sit down and order a nail.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Again, Karina?
I'll pass the note to you.
I'm gonna order some more water.
She's just gonna read it as she takes a sip and just like, well, looks like we got where we're going next.
They're not going to be happy to see me.
Don't care whether they're happy or not. We gotta stop them. Right?
That's true-ish, but I got a history with.
Ashley's just gonna fucking scoff for a second and just. Same.
Everyone's got their beef. All I know
Everyone's got
is
a
we're
beef,
going
huh?
here and we're about to beat the shit out of. Just
Okay.
downs the rest of the ale after saying that.
No, they're not happy with me. I don't care about them. I did certain things to their members.
You experimented.
Can I insight?
Yeah. Alexandria, if you want to keep the information hidden, or keep as much information hidden as possible, you can give me a deception.
That's a 19. That's my modifier.
Your modifier is a 9.
Fuck.
So
Your
28.
deception is almost as high as mine.
You wouldn't glean too much more information past just what he said, Aisling.
Okay.
Everyone is so fucking charismatic. My fucking god, and then there's me.
Let's just say I furthered my magical studies on their members.
Experimented on them.
Some of them exploded, yes.
Ooh, that would have been a bloody mess.
Well, I guess you'll get a chance to do it again.
How many bodies do we save? 3, 4.
I prefer live members.
So knock them out. That work?
Yes.
Alright. As long as it's not my body you're experimenting on, I'm all good.
Well, we know where we're going.
The story.
Well, shall we get moving?
How are we doing on horse feed, by the way? Because this would be the place to stock up before we go.
I was gonna say, you guys might want to stock up.
Better be safe than sorry.
I'm gonna stock up on some dog meat. Wait, some meat for the dog.
Dog meat.
Careful with your phrasing.
I'm gonna stock up on dog meat. The true hero of the Fallout 2.
Okay. Alright, so you guys are gonna stock up on feed for your horses, rations for yourself, obviously, things of that nature, typical adventuring supplies, and I assume from here you would begin to make your way from Tribor back towards the Somber Hills.
Sure.
Back at it again, some light bands.
To the Howling Hatred.
Alright.
Apparently.
And that is where we are going to end tonight's session.
Remember, no oral from the Yuan-Ti.
Good dot. Damn it.
Oh, goodness.
I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. I also would like to, for this session and going forward, I would actually like to give a huge thanks and shout outs. I cannot recommend them enough now. I've only used them for one session, but I can already wholeheartedly recommend Sirenscape. All of the sound effects and music that we used tonight were provided through Sirenscape. 100% highly recommended if you are a aspiring DM or if you just do tabletop games in general. They do a lot of really cool stuff, and a lot of it is custom made. So, reminder that tomorrow, or in fact, a little over 12 hours from now, we'll be live with Peril of the Heavens. Make sure to tune in for that if you're curious to learn a little bit more about Cormyr, as it'll be the very first party that is actually entering this foreign kingdom to a lot of people within Faerun and the Forgotten Realms. It's not explored all that heavily, at least not from what I have seen. And in fact, I'm going to have to break out my books that I have sitting right here next to me that are chock full of various D&D lore and knowledge and things of that nature, because these books actually talk about Cormyr quite a bit. So there's going to be a lot of lore tomorrow. In fact, much similar to tonight's session, I expect Peril of the Heavens
Hell yeah.
episode title being just simply Bonds. Bonds were formed in general between the various party members. Got to spend some time together. It's been, day after day, damn near week after week of just constant back and forth, fighting for their lives, basically. So it was well deserved to get some downtime and relaxation. Granted, it came with a little bit of traveling, but I hope everybody enjoyed. Reminder that after tomorrow's session, we actually will have a session starting on Monday. We'll be live Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern for the very first session of the Forgotten Tales of Waterdeep, which is a campaign based off of and using the Waterdeep Dragon Heist and Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage modules. And in fact, why don't we give people a little bit of a teaser, shall we, before we end tonight's session?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let me be the first to welcome everybody. I believe you guys chose spring, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let me be the first to welcome everybody to Waterdeep during the spring. And most importantly, while this is... Oh, that actually didn't take that long. More importantly, a reminder that Tuesdays are now my only day off. So we'll have a session Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern for Waterdeep Dragon Heist and Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage. That is a campaign that will actually span all the way to 20th level, by the way. So that's going to be a long-running campaign. If you're curious for what a true dungeon diving experience in D&D is like, that's going to be the campaign to keep an eye on. Then Tuesday will be a day off. Rest, relaxation for everybody. It'll probably just primarily be reruns during Tuesday. Then Wednesday, we'll be back with God's Might, as the party will be licking their wounds from damn near dying to a red dragon.
Technically, only one of us almost died in the red dragon.
Technically, you almost all died.
Except for me.
What do you mean?
Except for me.
Well,
But one person got thrown under the
I
bus.
snuck out of my way there.
But
I
one
stuck
person
my
got
way
thrown
there.
under the bus. Then Thursday, we'll be back live with Descent into Avernus, as the party for that campaign is going to be seeking out the Vanthampur Villa and trying to locate the ailing older brother that sort of works behind the scenes for this very corrupt family within Baldur's Gate, as well as the mother of the family that is also sort of working behind the scenes. Then Friday, believe, yes, this coming Friday will be the very first session of Phoenix by Night. I'll be there as a player, and we'll be live here on this channel. That happens at 5 p.m. Eastern. You can find that campaign, like I said, here on this channel. That's going to be a Vampire the Masquerade themed campaign. And then obviously next week we'll be back for more Princess of the Apocalypse at 10 p.m. Eastern, as is typical. However, I mentioned a teaser. Let me welcome all of you to the Yawning Portal.
Welcome to the Yawning Durnan, at your service. How can I help you? I have food and drink aplenty. Have a seat. Oh, and I'll see that I know everything worth knowing in Waterdeep. Proof of the coin, of course. That'll be 10 dragons. That'll be 20 dragons. I think it's best you move on. If you need to wash your hands, or your face, the water closet's that way.